Hey everybody, Glenn from Third Millennium. Quick video today just showing our battery disconnect. We're going to be putting this into our 2012 Miata, and it's not quite the same for every year. Layout on the motors changed. First generation, of course, had the battery in the trunk, but battery disconnect fits for all of the model years as far as we know up through 2015. We haven't actually tried it yet on an ND. So anyway, we got the hood open. Why do you want a battery disconnect? Well, here it is. This is winter when we're filming this. Always a good idea to disconnect your battery in the winter so you don't run it down and end up with a dead battery in the spring. Also, if you're like us working on cars a lot, you're always disconnecting the battery before you work on the electrical system. So it's a great idea, instead of having to work the actual ground connector, taking it off of the battery itself, to use our disconnect. And here's one right here. These are, and the reason we actually carry these is just we use them so much, and people did ask us about them when they had seen them in a couple of our videos. This is made out of a material called Zamac, which is an alloy of zinc, and it's got some bronze in there as well. And basically a knob on the top that makes the connections between the two sides, the part that bolts onto the battery, and then where your harness connector goes here. And you simply give it a turn like this and you're disconnected, and then give it a turn back this way and it's connected. Really handy, stays permanently on the battery. Okay, what do we need for the job? 10mm socket or a 10mm wrench, and also a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch on here. Connector on the battery is a 10, at least on this 2012. And this shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. I'm going to put the camera onto a tripod, give you a good view of working here on the battery, and I'll explain what it is that I'm doing as I go. All right, first thing we've got to do is take the cover off. Again, this is a simple process. If you're not comfortable with this, take the disconnect down to your mechanic when they're doing an oil change. They'll put this on in 2 minutes for you. It's a really easy thing to do. The cover comes off of this. There's tubing held in by some plastic clips. We're going to have to relieve this. You open by just gently lifting up on a couple of plastic clips on this side. And then what we do is we just gently lift this rubber hose here over the top so that we're clear. And then there are two clips that were on this side that we're catching also, and that gives us access to our battery. Just set that aside. Okay, so the disconnect goes on the negative terminal. The way this battery is set up, it's actually perfect for this. There's a cutout in the back here, as well as here, because I think in some models where Mazda may have used this battery holder, it exited out the back. So what we're actually going to do is, our game plan is we're going to mount this like this, and it does clear the air conditioner line. We're going to mount it like this and move this from where it is here around to the back. So first step is take this off with our 10mm wrench or a socket. I like to use a deep well socket. You don't have to take the nut all the way off, just enough so that it's loose. Lift that up and set that aside. Gives us access. This is also a great time if you've got any corrosion or anything here. A soft metal brush, brass bristle brush, you can get at Home Depot or Harbor Freight or something like that. Works perfect for cleaning this up. This is a good time to do it. And our disconnect, we've got a square head bolt on this side that actually allows you to tighten over here without having to put a wrench on that. You're basically just going to be putting this to the back. Just push it down so that it's snug, and angle it just slightly inward so that the knob is free to rotate and doesn't catch on this little edge of plastic. Take your 1/2 inch and tighten this. Don't have to get crazy on this. You want this snug. If you have any questions about exactly how tight it should be, you can check the Mazda shop manual, they would have a torque specification for that. I'm guessing it's probably only 10 or 15 foot-pounds. And with this like this, you can go ahead, I suggest giving that a turn back so that it's in the disconnected mode. Slip this back over all the way in so that the nut is facing up so that you can get your socket back onto that. And the same thing there. You want it tight, but you don't want it to be crazy. And then with both of those tight, simply screw this back down. Your battery is now reconnected and you're ready to go. Winter time for storage, or you're doing electrical work, one turn is enough to disconnect it. It's a handy little device. Again, I got a link down below so you can get that off of our website. This is a better quality. You'll see some of these around at dollar store and stuff that are not very good quality metal. They're just a soft alloy. This is actually made in the U.S. by a supplier we found, and we do like their product and have had good success with it, again, in all the years of the Miatas that we've worked with. Cover just lays back on as so. Hose goes back over into place as so. And you're all done. So again, hope it helps you guys out, and give us a like if it was useful for you, and also subscribe to the channel. We'll have more Miata audio and a couple of product related videos soon. Thanks very much.